Hello, hello, my devious companions of the shadows, the ones who walk the thin line between the known and the forbidden, the ones who have embraced the fire, the darkness, and the chaos within their souls. I stand before you today to speak of something that should stir the blood in your veins and ignite the very depths of your soul. You set the fire. Now their world is burning. You knew what you were doing, didn't you? You could feel the heat of that spark the moment it ignited. You saw it in your mind's eye, felt it in your bones, the inevitable burn, the chaos that would unfurl, the devastation that would follow. And yet, you didn't hesitate. You didn't falter. You fed that spark. You nurtured that flame. And now, it is out of control. Now, the world is burning, and it is all you're doing. They never saw you coming. They never understood the depth of your ambition or the extent of the fire you could create. But now, they are paying the price. They are watching, helpless, as their world disintegrates around them, consumed by the inferno you started. Isn't it beautiful? There is power in destruction, power in chaos, power in knowing that the flames you have unleashed cannot be contained. It is a power that only a few can truly understand. Most live in ignorance, blindly following the path laid out for them, never realizing that it is possible to take control, to light the fire, and to watch as everything burns. You are no longer bound by their rules. You are no longer shackled by their expectations. You have become the architect of your own destruction, the mastermind of your own revolution. And as you watch the world crumble around you, there is a strange satisfaction, a dark pleasure, in knowing that it was all because of you. The fire you set doesn't care about the victims caught in its flames. It doesn't care about their pleas or their cries for mercy. It doesn't care about their innocence, their hopes, their dreams. Number, the fire is indifferent. It simply burns. And when it burns, it destroys everything in its path. The weak, the strong, the innocent, the guilty. It doesn't matter. The fire consumes all, and in the ashes left behind, only those who are strong enough to rise from the ruins will survive. The rest? They will be forgotten, reduced to nothing but dust, scattered on the wind, lost to the world forever. That is the price of igniting such a force. You knew it when you started. You knew that the destruction would be indiscriminate. And yet, you chose to light that flame anyway. Why? Because you wanted to see the world burn. You wanted to see them suffer. You wanted to watch them crumble beneath the weight of their own hubris. You wanted to remind them that no one is invincible, that everyone has their limits, that no matter how high they rise, the fire will always find them. And now, as their world burns, you can feel the satisfaction seep into your bones. You can feel the thrill of it, the excitement of knowing that everything is unfolding exactly as you planned. You are the one pulling the strings, the one who set everything in motion. The power is in your hands. It is a power few ever taste, a power most will never understand. They thought they could control everything, didn't they? They thought they could outsmart you, outlast you, outmaneuver you. But they were wrong. Oh, how wrong they were. Now they see the consequences of their arrogance. Now they see the true extent of your power, and it's too late for them to stop it. The fire cannot be extinguished. Not now. Not ever. But don't think for 1 second that this is the end. No, this is just the beginning. The fire you've set has only begun to spread. The world will burn, yes, but from the ashes, something new will rise. And that new world, it will be yours to command. You will be the ruler of the ruins, the king of the scorched earth. You will shape the world in your image, a world where power is the only currency, and the weak are nothing but dust beneath your boots. It will be a world where only the strong survive, where only those who embrace the chaos will have a place. And you, my companions, you will stand at the top of that world, looking down at the ashes of those who thought they could oppose you, those who thought they could control you, those who thought they could stop you. They will be gone, wiped out by the very fire you set. And you will be the one left standing. So let them burn, let them scream, let them weep. It doesn't matter. The fire you started is unstoppable. It is a force of nature, a force that cannot be tamed or controlled. And as it burns, you will watch from the shadows, reveling in the destruction, knowing that it is all because of you. You set the fire, you ignited the chaos, and now the world is burning. But this is not the end, my companions. This is just the beginning. The fire is only growing stronger, and when the ashes settle, you will be the one who rises from the flames, standing tall, unchallenged, and unbroken. The world is yours for the taking. Embrace the chaos, embrace the fire, and let the world burn. Because when the fire consumes everything, when it turns the familiar into ash and the chaos into unrelenting fury, only those who have set it in motion can truly witness the scale of its power. And you are the one who has done it. You are the one who chose to burn it all, to leave no stone unturned, no boundary unbroken. You knew the consequences, the cost, and you didn't flinch. Now that it's happening, now that the flames have spread, you can feel the heat in every corner of your being. The world around you is being tested, destroyed, torn apart by forces far greater than they ever expected. They thought they were untouchable, impervious to the forces of fate and consequence. They thought they were invincible. But that was before the fire began to rage, before the inferno they didn't see coming swept through their comfortable little worlds. Now they are watching, helpless, as everything burns down. Now they know the true meaning of powerlessness, and all of it is your doing. The flames lick at the edges of their reality, creeping up their foundations, consuming their lives, their pride, their control, and yet they do nothing but scream, beg, and retreat. Why should they fight when it's already too late? They've already been trapped by their own false security, their illusion of control. They never saw you as a threat. They never understood the depth of your hunger, your ambition, your willingness to watch it all burn. And now, they are trapped, surrounded by walls of fire, and all they can do is burn with it. The fire you set doesn't care about their innocence, doesn't care about the plans they had, the dreams they held in their fragile hearts. The fire is indifferent, it simply burns. And as you stand in the midst of this chaos, in the eye of the storm you have set in motion, you realize that you are no longer a bystander. You are no longer a pawn in someone else's game. You are the architect of this destruction. You are the one pulling the strings, turning the wheels of fate until they break beneath the pressure. You are the one who has set this world ablaze, and now you control it. They've called you many things over the years, haven't they? Mad, dangerous, unpredictable, even a monster. But none of those words even come close to describing you. What you are is a force that cannot be contained. They were too weak to see it, too blind to understand the weight of your resolve. They underestimated you, and now they are paying the price for their ignorance. They thought they could control you, box you in with their rules and their expectations, but you never fit in their world. You were always the one who lurked in the shadows, the one who knew that chaos is the true nature of power. You always knew that destruction, when harnessed correctly, can bring about more than just the end of one world. It can bring about the beginning of something new. Look around you now, my companions, and see it for what it is. A clean slate. This burning, this destruction, is not the end. It is the reset. The old systems, the old ways, they are nothing but dust in the wind. They have crumbled under the weight of the fire you've set, and now you stand at the precipice of something entirely different, something that will rise from the ashes. You see, the world that is burning wasn't right to begin with. It was built on lies, on false promises, on structures of control and oppression. The fire is merely a reflection of what was already wrong with it. Everything that was put in place to keep people chained, to keep them docile, to keep them afraid. Everything that was meant to suppress the truth, to keep the spark of rebellion from growing. Now that is being consumed. And it's not just being consumed, it's being obliterated. What you're doing, my companions, is not simply destruction, it's liberation. You're tearing down the walls that have held people hostage for generations, making way for a new order, a new world where the strong can rise and claim what is theirs. And if that means burning everything to the ground, so be it. You're not afraid of the smoke, not afraid of the scorched earth. In fact, you embrace it. You bask in the heat of it because you know what it will bring. And the ones who resist it, the ones who fight against the fire, they are nothing more than the ones who are already lost. They are clinging to the old world, the old ways, the outdated systems of thought and power that no longer have a place in the new reality you are forging. They fight against change, fight against the inevitable, but in the end, they are nothing but the ash that remains when the flames die down. It's not about saving them, not about holding back the fire for the sake of their weak pleas. They cannot understand the power you have unleashed. They cannot comprehend the beauty of what's unfolding. They will never know the thrill of seeing the world burn to give birth to something new. They will simply perish in it, as they should. Do you feel it? The thrill of it? The excitement of knowing that this is your fire, your creation? How many times in life have you been told that you couldn't, that you shouldn't, that you didn't have the right to do what you're doing now? How many times have others tried to control you, to make you bend, to make you small, so they could feel big? You don't owe them anything. You never have. You are not bound by their rules. You were always meant to set the fire, to burn the world down, to reshape it in your image, and now it's happening. The flames are rising, the smoke is filling the air, and all you have to do is stand back and watch as they drown in their own helplessness. Watch as the very systems they relied on to keep them in control are swept away in the wake of your power. The fire is not just physical, it is mental, it is spiritual. It is the flame of rebellion that burns in your heart, the fire that rages in your soul, the unstoppable urge to break free from the shackles that have kept you in place for so long. The world you have known is not the world of your destiny. No, this is merely the beginning. And while they struggle, while they try in vain to put out the fire, to regain control, you will be the one to rise from the ashes, stronger, more powerful, and more resolute than ever before. In the aftermath of this destruction, there will be no apologies, there will be no remorse, there will only be the cold, unrelenting reality of what has been wrought. The fire will continue to burn, and you will be the one to stoke it, to feed it, to ensure that it doesn't die. You will ensure that it spreads, that it leaves nothing but ruin in its wake, because only in the ashes, only in the charred remains of the old world, can the new world emerge, and those who survive it, they will be the ones worthy of standing beside you, worthy of the power that you now wield. Those who can endure the fire, who can withstand the chaos, who can look upon the destruction you've caused and still rise up. Those are the ones who will join you in shaping the world anew. They are the ones who will walk beside you, not as slaves, not as subjects, but as fellow creators of this new order, this new reality. So, I say to you, my companions, the ones who have embraced the fire and watched as the world burns, do not look back. Do not feel regret. The destruction is necessary. The old world was weak, fragile, built on foundations of lies and illusions. It had to burn, and you had to be the one to set it ablaze. Now, stand tall in the ashes. Stand tall in the midst of the chaos. Because from the fire that you set, from the world that is burning, a new reality will emerge. A world that you control. A world that you will shape. And those who are left will be nothing more than pawns in your game, tools at your disposal, to be used and discarded as you see fit. Embrace the fire. Let the world burn. Let them all burn. Because you are the one who will rise from it. You are the one who will build from it. You are the one who will rule what remains. And when the fire dies down, when the smoke clears, and when the ashes settle, it will be your name that is remembered. It will be your power that endures, and the world will know that it was you who set the fire. It was you who burned it all down, and it was you who stood victorious when the flames had consumed everything else. So let it burn, because in the end, it is only the fire that has the power to create something new. And you, my companions, are the ones who have ignited it, the ones who saw the cracks in the world and chose to widen them, to let the chaos seep through, the ones who understood that in destruction there is rebirth. In fire, there is freedom. The world that surrounds us, the fragile, brittle world that so many have clung to, it was never meant to stand. It was always a house of cards, built upon greed, lies, and systems of oppression. The truth is that it was destined to fall. It was never sustainable. But you, my companions, you saw the cracks. You saw the rot beneath the surface. And when the world told you to conform, when they told you to follow, you chose the path of destruction. You chose the fire. It's in moments like these that we realize the magnitude of what we've done, what we've unleashed. The weight of the world is pressing down on those who are not ready for this. They cannot comprehend what's happening. They never saw it coming. They thought the world would remain as it was, secure, controlled, predictable. But they were wrong. The fire was always there, waiting for the right hands to guide it. And those hands are yours. You, the ones who have embraced the darkness, the ones who have shed the illusion of control and chose to give in to the wild, untamed force that lies in the heart of destruction. You have unlocked that power, and now it is free, unstoppable. You remember the moments leading up to this, don't you? The doubt, the hesitation, the quiet voices telling you to stop, to reconsider, to play by their rules. But those voices were weak, weren't they? They were the whispers of those who feared change, who feared the fire that could tear their fragile reality apart. They were the voices of the weak, the cowardly, the ones who would rather live in mediocrity than risk everything to forge something truly powerful. But you didn't listen to them. You didn't cower, number. You stood tall, you stood resolute, and you fed the flame. And now they see what you have done, and they are afraid. They are terrified, knowing that the world they once knew is slipping through their fingers, reduced to ash, to nothingness, to ruin. But you are not afraid. Number. You stand above it, looking down at the devastation you've caused. You stand with the knowledge that this fire, this all-consuming force, is yours to command. And while the world around you burns, you feel no remorse. You feel no regret. What is there to regret? This was always meant to be. The world they built was corrupt, it was fragile, and now it is crumbling. They thought they could control it forever, but the truth is, Control is an illusion. And in the ashes of the old world, in the wake of the destruction you've caused, you will stand alone, stronger, more powerful than any who remain. You will be the king of the ruins, the ruler of the new age, the one who shaped the chaos into something new, something unbreakable. As the flames rage on, you understand that the destruction is not the end, it's the beginning. This is the moment when everything changes. This is the moment when you leave behind the constraints of the old world and carve out your own destiny. The fire you've set is not just a symbol of destruction, it is a symbol of liberation. Liberation from the lies, the control, the false sense of safety they have lived in. They thought they could shelter themselves, protect themselves from the inevitable. But they were wrong. They were always wrong. And you, the ones who set this fire in motion, you will be the ones who rise from the flames. You will be the ones who will decide what comes next. When everything is ashes and ruins, when the dust settles, there will be no more walls, no more boundaries. The world will be open to you, free for you to reshape, to redefine. The weak will scatter, the strong will rise. And it will be you who defines what strength means, what power means, what survival means. Look at what you've already achieved. You've taken control of your own fate, your own destiny. They may have had their systems of control, their attempts to dictate your every move, but you shattered those systems with a single spark. You chose chaos. You chose fire. And now, as you stand in the heart of the storm, you realize that you have created something far greater than anything they ever built. You have created an open world, a blank canvas where anything is possible, and the power to shape that world rests in your hands. The ashes are not just the remnants of what was, they are the foundation of what will be. The fire that consumed their world was not just an end, it was the prelude to something new, a new reality, a new order. And in that new world, you will be the one to define what matters, what rules apply, what survives. There will be no more hierarchy, no more false kings and queens who sit on thrones built from the suffering of others. There will be only those who rise from the fire, those who have embraced the chaos and the destruction, those who have proven themselves strong enough to survive in the aftermath. And as for those who fight against the flames, those who refuse to accept the inevitable, let them cry out, let them struggle, let them burn. The fire you have set will not be put out by their weakness, by their futile attempts to reclaim what they once had. The truth is, they never truly had anything at all. It was all built on lies, on deceit, on the fragile hope that their control would never slip away. But it has, and now it is too late for them to fight. The fire will consume them as it has consumed everything else. They will be nothing but ashes, scattered to the winds, forgotten by the world that you will rebuild. It's only fitting, isn't it? The ones who fought hardest to keep the old world intact, who believed that they could stand against the forces of change, they will be the first to be erased. They will be the first to burn. And you will remain. You will stand tall in the aftermath, the flames at your back, the ashes at your feet. The ones who remain, the survivors of the fire you've set, they will look to you for guidance, for leadership, for strength, and you will provide it. You will be the leader they never knew they needed, the ruler they never knew they could follow, because you are the one who set the fire. You are the one who shaped the future. You are the one who will decide what happens next. There is no going back now. The fire is unstoppable. It has already spread too far. The world they knew is gone, and as it burns, you know that it is your name that will be whispered in the ashes. It is your power that will shape the ruins of this old world. It is your fire that will give birth to something new, a new world, a new order. And you will be the one who leads it, who rules it, who shapes it with your own hands. So, let them burn, let the world burn, let everything they held dear be consumed by the flames, because in the end, it is you, my companions, who have ignited it, and it is you who will rise from the ashes, stronger, more powerful, and more unstoppable than ever before. Embrace the fire, let it consume you, let it empower you, and when the world is nothing but a memory, when the last embers of this burning reality fade into the night, you will stand alone, a god amidst the ruins, the creator of this new world, and the one who forged it from the fire. And so, my companions, as the fire burns and the world crumbles to ash, remember this. You are the architects of this destruction, the ones who set the blaze that will reshape everything. From the wreckage, you will rise, stronger, unyielding, unstoppable. The old world has fallen, but from its ashes, you will carve a new reality, one forged by your will, your power, and your hunger for something greater. Let them burn, for in the end, it is you who will remain, victorious, unchallenged, and immortal in the legacy you've created. Embrace the fire, for it is the fire that will define you. And when it all settles, when the smoke clears, you will be the one standing at the center of a world born anew.